Real quick before we start the video, make sure you stick around to the end to learn how you can win this brand new LUCID-X Chameleon EMAC Truth and one of my stamped giveaways. What is up, guys? Rising Am Disc Golf here, and we are back for another video. Today I'm going to be comparing and contrasting all 4 versions of the AJ Risley LUCID-X WARDEN in their various effects from the 2020 Tour Series line, and I'm going to be telling you my thoughts on each one. Let's go. So guys, like I said, this is going to be like a comparison between all 4 different versions, because though they are all LUCID-X WARDENs, they all have different parts about them that are slightly different or slightly the same. So I'm here to kind of guide you through the differences between them, so that can maybe help you choose which one you like better, or just which one you might want to pick up. So starting off with the feel in the hand and the profile, going chronologically, we have the version 1 LUCID-X WARDEN is just what we would call just standard LUCID-X. It doesn't have any additional effects to it, and this has what was kind of like a stock stamp here. These ones, out of all of them, are the flattest, and when I say flat, I mean board flat. These have a really nice feel in the hand because of that, and the flatness makes it feel slightly shallower in the hand. So if you like shallower discs, the version 1 is definitely one to check out, although they can be pretty hard to find now later in the season. Additionally, because of that flatness, we'll get to the flight later, but it does come out of the hand very cleanly, and I was able to get some really nice flights out of the version 1. So again, if you really like flat discs, the version 1 is the one you're going to want to go for. The next version, the version 2, is the Glimmer WARDEN, and these have a different stamp on them. The Glimmer version 2s were the option was given to the team players to put whatever kind of stamp they wanted on it. So AJ spiced it up a little bit, and it has an option for you to meet AJ and have him sign it, so that's pretty cool. These ones, out of all the versions, came out actually the domiest, so the contrast from 1 and 2 is there. We still have that stiffness of the LUCID-X plastic, but like I said, these are very domy. I wouldn't say pop top. It's pretty hard to have a putter that is pop top, but it's very noticeable, the risen shoulder that is on these Glimmer LUCID-X WARDENs. So if you like shallower or flatter discs, this wouldn't be the one for you. But if you don't mind a dome and you actually like the glide that it provides, the Glimmer LUCID-X WARDEN version 2 would be a good one to check out. Alright, and version 3 is kind of the happy medium between those. It's not flat per se, but it's also not domey. It has a pretty flat middle, but there's a bit of a rise along the outside, which to me just gives it a really nice, well-rounded feel in the hand. Nothing super standing out about it in terms of the feel. It's got the same stiffness as the other runs, although these Chameleon ones are noticeably more solid, kind of. You can't see through them as much, which I don't know, it makes it feel a little grippier in the hand. That might just be me though. These do have a nice little stamp that's just on the bottom of them, which gives it a really minimal look and lets that chameleon effect kind of show through without a big stamp on top of it. So if you want an all-around just good feel in the hand, you don't really care about dome or flatness, you want a disc that looks good, the version 3 Chameleon is definitely one to check out. And last but surely not least, we have the version 4 LUCID-X Chameleon Moonshine WARDEN. These are the ones that came out most recently, and I would say the profile on these is in between the version 3 and the version 1, but pretty similar to the version 3. These are not domey at all. They are also not as board flat as the version 1s. They have that little rise on the outside, but in the hand they feel really nice. Still stiff, and the one I have is a nice smoky one, but generally they come in aqua and pink, and they glow. additionally to having that chameleon effect and still being stiff like LUCID-X plastic is. These have the most out there stamp, you could say, out of any of them. They have Zombie AJ on them with some pretty cool graphics, I must say. It's not for everyone. I don't mind it. I think it's cool. But yeah, so if you're looking to spook up your bag a little bit, scare your competitors, the version 4 LUCID-X Chameleon Moonshine Warden is definitely one to check out. Alright, moving on to the flight. So as I've gotten these different wardens throughout the season, I kind of tested them out one by one because they were spaced out a couple months from each other. And before going to the field and throwing them all next to each other for this video, I kind of thought they would be more different. Like I had different images in my head, but really they all had pretty similar flights, some varying, but they all flew pretty similarly, which pretty much to me brings it down to whichever one feels better in your hand. Like I said, there is some difference in the profiles. That's definitely the one to go with. Just to start off, like the baseline flight for all of these, what's really nice about the LUCID-X Warden is it's not an overstable disc, but by no means is it understable. It's very neutral, but that LUCID-X plastic gives it a good amount of low speed fade. Now I'm not talking like a harp or slammer or something like that, but I can trust hammering on these, just knowing they're not gonna turn unless I put the angle on it. And if I do put the angle on it, it's really nice because it won't turn and burn. It'll turn and nice pan over to the ground. These will hold a hyzer really nicely. Unless I'm throwing into a headwind, I won't see any flip up, but the real beauty comes just throwing them hard, flat. They just carry and glide forever, and with a nice gentle fade to the left at the end. Now the little differences I have noticed is the version 1s are probably the least stable out of all of them, and my guess would be just because of how flat they are. When I did test these, it's starting to be winter here, so it was about 45 degrees when I threw them, and at that point the discs in LUCID-X plastic do get pretty stiff in the hand, and cold weather has been known to make this slightly more overstable. So the straightness that I experienced out of the version 1 LUCID-X early in the season isn't really displayed well. Like, you can't really tell a difference in these videos, but in my experience in warmer weather, these do hold a super nice straight line with just a little less finish than the rest of them. And the glimmers, the ones with the most dome, I noticed went pretty much like 10-15 feet further than the other 3 versions when I was throwing them in the field, and I think that's just because of the big dome. It allows a lot of air to get under the disc, and just it gives it a lot, not a lot, but it gives it more glide than the other ones, which could be a good thing if you're going for a distance putter. But if you want something with a little less glide, like either of the Chameleon ones, but specifically the version 3, which in my opinion is the most overstable, but not overstable, just comparatively, relatively, those will have a little less glide and a little more finish. So depends what kind of wind you're throwing in, depends what kind of courses you're playing, etc. Now this could just be the individual discs I've got, because I have heard other people saying that the version 4s were the most overstable, but my version 3, this is the second one I've had. The first one was a little flatter, so this one could just be abnormal, and my version 4 is pretty flat, so that it could just be why. But I would rank them in stability from least to most 1, 2, 4, 3, so take that how you will. In terms of winds, these do fly super nice in tailwinds. If you get, like any putter, if you get some air under it, you get that nose a little up, you get them high, these things will glide for days, especially the glimmer one. Into headwinds, I did experience a little turn to the right for if I was throwing in a little more of a headwind. which might be a good time to club up to something like a harp. Not club up, but beef up to something like a harp or something like that. But these definitely can handle a little bit of headwind if you give them a little hyzer or just don't throw them very hard. So you don't have to be too worried about that. Speaking of not throwing them as hard, these do shine really well with a lower percentage amount of power on a shot. They will have a little bit more fade at the end, but throwing these on nice little touch hyzer approaches or just releasing them flat out to the right and letting them just finish smooth on in is a really nice shot for these LUCID-X Wardens, and that is definitely a shot I'm able to throw with these. Now you might be wondering which one of these is in my bag right now, and not to their fault, but none of them are right now, just because, like I said, it is getting pretty cold up here in Minnesota, so I have an older run of Moonshine Warden in my bag, which gives me a lot more tack and a lot more flexibility, so I just get a better grip out of it in the winter time. But definitely when the weather warms up next year, I will definitely be giving the LUCID-X Warden another shot. Overall, these are super phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what 2021 has in store for the Team Series discs and what they have planned. Alright guys, so you've made it this far. You want to hear about the giveaway. So, how this is going to go is to win the Chameleon, LUCID-X Chameleon EMAC Truth with these super cool smoky swirls. You need to comment whatever you want below this video, and in your comment I need you to include some way for me to contact you if you win. If you don't and you win, then I have no way to contact you. So that's how you win the EMAC Truth. Of course, you have to subscribe also, because I will not be giving this away until we reach 350 subscribers here on YouTube. So in order to win this, you need to comment with some way to contact you and subscribe. And also, if you want to win this Fusion Burst getaway that's super swirly, here's the stamp, my 2020 stamp, and it's super swirly, as you can see. To win this, go over to my Instagram post about this video and about this giveaway. And on that, you need to follow me, and you need to like the post, and then you need to comment tagging 3 of your friends, and that will enter you into this giveaway. And the kicker is I won't give away both discs until I reach 550 followers on Instagram and 350 subscribers on YouTube. So I'm about 75 away on YouTube as of the recording of this, and about 55 away on Instagram. So like I said, these giveaways will not happen until both milestones are reached, and there will be 2 winners, and this pretty super swirly Chameleon EMAC will be on YouTube, and the getaway on Instagram. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys like this video. Obviously subscribe if you like the video and for the giveaway, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Be dynamic.